Hi, Charles Miskey here. Today I'd like to talk to you about footwear for mountaineering and hiking. First of all, I usually wear trail runners. I mentioned this in the book. This is a regular trail running shoe, has a soft lug. It's not terribly supportive. It's very flexible and soft. If you have strong ankles, this is a great option in my opinion, but make sure that you train and know before you actually go. You don't want to ruin your hike over having selected the wrong footwear. So try it out first in training. That's the one good thing about this, is that it's really easy to do all of your training in shoes like this, and then when you get to the mountain, nothing's changed. You're in the exact same footwear you've been training in, makes it easy. A couple steps above that is a heavy trail runner. This one it's very stiff. See how this whole part of the shoe here does not bend. Very stiff. Very stiff torsionally. Has a lot more ankle support. This one is also ClimaShield. That's the Salomon brand of waterproof barrier. It's got sturdier lugs, more square, more traction, and it's got a little groove here. If you decide to wear gaiters, it's easier to put gaiters with this groove than it is in a trail running shoe. They're meant to be used with Velcro gaiters. Quite a few notches above that is a mountaineering boot. It has a built-in gaiter, zips up, has a very sturdy sole, very stiff, it doesn't bend at all. And it's got a solid block of rubber here for using for technical climbing. You could use this for edging on 510, 511 rock and work fine. Crampons work very well in these boots if you're in that kind of terrain. I should also point out that these are also fairly soft in the ankle compared to some mountaineering boots. I do prefer a softer ankle because I myself have stronger ankles. A lot of people like more support. Unfortunately, I myself do not own anything in between these two shoes, even though there are a few different types of hiking boot that are stiffer and taller and more supportive than these heavy trail runners, and much lighter, much more flexible than these mountaineering boots. For socks, I like to use the Injinji toe liners. Very thin, wicking. They'll keep your feet somewhat dry inside your socks. Outside of those, I like to wear a mountaineering thickness, very thick, wool sock, wool blend sock, with the terry cloth loop cushioning. For me, that works very well. They do dry fairly quickly if you need to take them off and wring them out, put them back on. They won't be dry, but they won't feel anywhere near as bad as when they're soaked with water. In my Mountaineering Fitness Beginner Training Manual, I go through all of these selections, and I try to help you make a wise decision as to which kind of footwear you can use. I think it is really important to train as much as you can in the same style of boot and shoe that you will be wearing while you're out hiking. For one thing, if there's going to be any problems with blisters, you will probably weed those issues out during your training sessions. And for another, some shoes require a little bit more break-in period than others. And getting 50, 60, 100 miles on a pair of shoes is a good way to break them in. If you follow the whole 16-week program all the way through, you will be at about 100 miles on your shoes. Over the course of the few years that I've been working on this program, plus the few years before that that I was first learning how to train and how to hike and how to do mountaineering, including ice climbing, glacier rescue, rock climbing rescues. Through that whole process, I've gone through a bunch of equipment. I've gone through a bunch of different shoes and boots, found the ones that work best for me. I've gone through all kinds of different clothing. I've gone through different backpacks. I've learned quite a bit of stuff, and I'm happy to share all of that with you through my different videos, through my podcast. Subscribe to the blog if you want the updates, or subscribe to the training program if you want to follow along and train with me. Again, I'd like to thank you for joining me as I share some of my own preferences for boots and shoes for climbing, hiking, mountaineering, and I hope that it helps you make decisions for your own hiking, your own climbing, your own mountaineering, whatever adventures you have planned for this summer. And while you're here, I'd appreciate it if you could share this page with your friends. Like it on Facebook, G+, Tumblr, Twitter, whatever it is you do. If you could take a few seconds and please share this page, that would be great. If you'd like to receive updates every time this page publishes a new podcast, new webcast, new article, please subscribe to the blog and you'll get an email every time I put up a new article. If you want to train over the course of the summer and make the fastest, bestest progress possible in your mountaineering training, please subscribe to the program. It's really inexpensive. Right now there's a special deal. Check the page for further details. And I wish you the best of training, the best of mountaineering, and have a great summer.